All right, so a lot of people from the stream and in other YouTube videos have been asking me all about my rig, what kind of pedals I use, what kind of setup I have, a load of questions. So today we're gonna be filming all about my setup and I'm gonna take you guys through each individual thing that I have in my setup. So we start off with the actual foundation of the rig and how everything is put onto it. And we've got probably one of the best rigs, I'd say, and it's the GT Omega Prime rig. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of GT Omega branding because I'm working close with the guys at GT Omega. They are really awesome and really supportive of creators. So we've got the GT Omega Prime rig, we've got the GT Omega RS6 seat, and we've also got the GT Omega monitor mount, with lastly the GT Omega Prime pedal plate. Now that we've got the foundation out of the way, let's get into the peripherals I use and how I control the car. So starting with the wheelbase, we've got the Fanatec CSL DD, and on top of it you can see the McLaren GT3 wheel rim. So this is the CSL DD, which is starting at 5 Newton meters, but I have the upgrade kit which goes to a maximum of 8 Newton meters, which if you ask me is more than enough force for the games that I play, which is predominantly iRacing and Assetto Corsa. This is the McLaren GT3 wheel rim, which is actually based off the real life McLaren 650S, I think it was, the GT3. So it's pretty cool that every time you race, you know, you have a thing that's used in real life. It gives you a really nice feeling. All the buttons on it are super clicky and tactile. All the dials on it are really nice and professionally made. And there's just some really nice details in it, like the shifter on it is a really nice kind of orange color. You've got your dual clutches and everything like that. So the immersion really is top notch for this wheel. So moving on from the wheelbase, we've got obviously how you have to control the other side of the car, which is the throttle and the brake. So down low on the Prime pedal plate, we have the Fanatec Club Sport V3 pedals. Now these are probably, I'd say, the most used pedals in sim racing at an affordable rate, but the amount of customization you get is super good. You can customize the force of your load cell. They give you different springs for your clutch and your throttle, so if you like different tensions. They're just a really nice pedal set. The all-metal construction of the pedal and the pedal plate itself just looks really nice and sleek when attached to your rig. So obviously this isn't just my primary wheel that I use for all the different cars. I have a nice circular wheel from Fanatec. Different cars use different wheel rims. So for example, your more GT racer style cars, they'll use a bit more of a flight yoke, something like this. Whereas, you know, your old school cars and your road cars that you drive every day use a more circular rim like this. Now, a nice feature about Fanatec is they have their quick release system. So being so involved in their ecosystem, I can just pull this wheel rim off in a flash and just attach my different ones. So if I swap from different cars midstream, it only takes 2 seconds to just get my new wheel rim on and I'm ready to go. Now, moving on from the pedals, we've got the Fanatec Club Sport shifter. And it's really nice because everything just plugs into my wheelbase and the wheelbase does all the controlling for you. So instead of using 3 USB ports, I use just the one. But yeah, this is the Fanatec Club Sport shifter. Awesome, amazing shifter. Despite Fanatec having a few issues in production and shipping, I know people wait a lot of times. To be honest, my experience with them is really good. The Fanatec Club Sport shifter is amazing because it is a H-pattern shifter which goes up to a 7-speed with reverse. But at the flick of a switch that you can see here, and it has the same on the other side, you can change it to a sequential shifter. So if you're gonna go into your rally cars or your old school GT cars, you can do both with this shifter. So it's really awesome to have 2 features instead of just a H-pattern shifter. So next to the Fanatec shifter, we have the cheap handbrake that I use. This is a cheap handbrake from Amazon. Don't get me wrong, the construction and everything on it is not amazing, as you get what you paid for, but it does the job. So if you're into drifting or rallying or anything like that, I would definitely recommend one of these for your setup. Moving on to the next piece in my setup. Now these are not essential for every sim racing setup, but if you want that next level immersion, then I would definitely recommend these. This is a lovely button box sent from the nice people at Box One Racing. This one in particular is the X1 button box. As you can see, I've stuck on some labels here, but you can get loads of different stickers that they can send you. So if you're into Euro Truck Simulator, for Assetto Corsa, you get specific buttons and you can just map these in your game. Moving on to the monitors that I have on my sim racing setup. Now you've seen loads of people with crazy setups. You can have triple 55-inch TVs or triple 32-inch monitors. Me personally, I don't really have the space for triple screens, so I've opted for just one ultra-wide. This is the Huawei MateView GT34. This is a 34-inch ultra-wide from Huawei, 165 Hz refresh rate. It's just a really nice monitor at a really affordable price range that has some surprisingly nice colors. Moving on to the top screen, which I just use as a backup for my chat when I'm streaming. This is just an AOC 22-inch monitor. So being a streamer and content creator, it's obviously essential that I have some streamer and content creator goodies attached to the rig. Starting off with the Elgato Stream Deck. Now the Stream Deck can be used in a various amount of ways. Some people use it as a button box. Some people use it, just like me, just for Twitch chat, simple purposes to change scenes. Moving on from the Stream Deck, we have the camera. The camera is just a Sony a5100 attached to a Magic Arm. I think personally it's better than just the ordinary webcam, as it gives me a nice soft bokeh for the background. And as you can see in my streams, I like to have a featuring guest in the background of my streams, and a lot of people ask me about who it is. Well, that pretty much summarizes everything in my rig. Now, as a reminder, I did say everything that I use on my rig will be in the description below, so make sure you check it out if you're interested in any of the products that I have. Big shout out to GT Omega because they supplied quite a few parts for my rig, so thank you very much, guys. But now it's time for you to go, as I have some racing to do. So yeah, make sure you drop a like, drop a comment below if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Take care, peace.